This is a video of Jumma game developer. Welcome to this channel. New here, don't worry, I'm and I'm the creator of this YouTube channel. Here you will get Godot, Unity, Blender, Adobe Illustrator, etc. tutorials, all beginner friendly. But Godot is the main game engine of this YouTube channel. So you will get Godot videos mostly in Jumma game developer YouTube channel. Even this video is to a Godot video. We have discussed many fundamentals about Godot in previous videos in this channel. If you need to understand those fundamentals, move to this channel and watch them out. Watch the fundamental videos about Godot in my channel. Today we'll discuss about 2D physics bodies of Godot. Their movement codes will also be shown, so by combining this all, let's start the video. First of all, we will need an project to show you guys. I have already created a new project. It is not a new project, it is actually an old project. I several times deleted and pasted many assets inside of this project. So that is we are going to use this project. You can actually make a project by clicking on here. If you are a complete beginner, you should don't know how to create a project. If you are a complete beginner, in that case you should use this new project button to create a new project and start learning things. If you have no things like me like this, so you should have not created any projects this long. It's the meaning of that. So you should click on here and create a new project for your game by clicking on here. And important thing is you should browse in your project in an empty folder to place where your game could be. You can browse it after clicking this button and naming it. Okay, whatever, let's move to this project. Okay, when you create a new project, it should look like this. This is not a new project, but I used this scene several times, even in making tutorials. Actually, this is a mode called 3D, but we are not going to use 3D mode in here in this tutorial. We are going to discuss about something of 2D, that is 2D physics body. To move to 2D mode, you can see up here some mode. There are 2D, 3D, script and an internet mode. This is a set library, actually an internet mode. If you click on 2D, it will switch to 2D mode. And another thing we are going to discuss about, for which we need to switch to script mode sometimes, that is called scripting, actually programming language, that is programming. We are going to discuss some code like moving physics bodies. In that case, we should switch to script by clicking like this on here. When you create something new project, so after moving to 2D mode, you can see this thing. I'll not explain difference between 2D and 3D. It can take some time to explain. I'll try to make these things as short as possible, so I'll not explain some extra things such as difference between 2D and 3D, but I'll just show you the things you will need to understand these physics bodies. If you are a complete beginner, it would be a little hard for you, but I'll try to explain my best to a complete beginner to understand physics bodies of Godot. First of all, you should on here in the scene manager window, you can click on 2D scene if you didn't create any scene yet. And to run test, we need to save the scene. To save the scene, we should press Ctrl and S, and you can choose in which site you want to put your project. This rest is actually the directory part of where you have put at your project on before opening this whole new window. Before opening this whole new window, and that in actually when you click to new project window, it will ask where to put your project, and this res is that project directory. And after that, there are the folders you need to take for extra things. And in our case, Node 2D, we can save inside of our project without of creating any folders. If you want to create any folder, click on here, then select that folder after renaming it, then put your project there. Whatever, I'm going to put directly inside of the project without of creating any folders. So we can now run test by clicking on here. This is our game when we'll play it like this. Remember, when you press this, you can run test current scene of a game you are switched to. This can also play, but I'll not explain about this. this can be a little confusing for beginners, but if you are my old subscriber, one of my old subscribers, they would remember the top-down card game making tutorial that I explained about it here. I'll explain about it more in other videos. For now, let's just stick with this run button, not this one. And then the anything you'll put inside of your game will call a node. You can rename it however you want. Anything like audio, pictures, animation, game objects, they all are called node inside of a Godot project. You can create a node. We have just created a node, and Godot scene actually works like this. It has a parent node up of everything, and inside of that node you can create your other nodes like pictures, audios, and things like that. In this scene's case, it is the scene that we are currently switched to. You can see in case of this scene, you can see it has a parent like other project. It is the main parent of every game object, the root node you can call it. And after clicking here, you can search for adding some nodes. Oh, I didn't show how to do that correctly. Right click on the root parent object, then click on the first thing you will see, that is called a child node, or you can just press Ctrl A. Oh, first select this, then Ctrl A. It should be more better to do. Then you can add the things you like on here. So what is difference between actually the physics bodies and other objects? When you create any object, like putting it on inside of this editor, you will actually can run it, but you will see that it is not falling. It will also not collide actually, and it can also detect collision and do some interesting facts like those. In case of physics body, it can detect collision, it can fall by gravity, unlike this object. And it's very cool thing when you will make a complicated game. Godot has built-in physics things. We should add physics as node inside of our game, and they will behave like physics, such as it will apply gravity, have velocity, have drag, frictions, and many cool things like this. So to add a physics body, you can add this same as you need to add nodes, like right clicking on the root node or whatever node you want to create this inside, then click on add child node. You will find actually that thing inside of node 2D, because that is a 2D node, and node 2D means that node 2D contains all of those 2D things. There are also UI 2D things, but I'll not explain them here. Actually, you'll find it under collisions object 2D, and under here these are the physics bodies. This can also be shown as physics body, but it is not a part of physics body because it doesn't falls or has velocity and things like that. So it is not under physics bodies, as it doesn't behave like physics bodies, like has no velocity, things like that. Or you can, if you don't want to choose this hard way to find, you can click on here and search here what the node you want to find, such as we want to find, if you want to find this rigid body without of expanding these arrows, you can just click here, search here rigid bodies, and it will show something similar like that. If you are trying to find another thing that is not in your coming in your search, so you should scroll up and down and watch for it. You can write the full name for finding this, such as we are trying to find rigid body, so we write rigid or rigid, whatever that is, and you will be highlighted, that the game object, the node will be highlighted like this. The rigid body 2D, it got expect that it is the thing you'll trying to search on here. You can just click here and it will add this. We are going to discuss about an error that is in here, that's about collision shape 2D. We are just going to discuss about it after some few seconds. but for now let's just add the physics bodies. You can just put like me those physics bodies, then static body. I'm explaining this thing, the notes. Wait for a second, just need to add these things. If you want to do exactly like me, I'm not skipping this video, this part of this video, to let you guys understand about all of these things, what these things does. Sorry, I mean what I need to do, everything, and how to find them like me. Okay, let's add this thing too. And what rigid body is? Rigid body can detect collision, collide, and also can have velocity, have drugs, and every essentials needed as a physics game object are inside of this rigid body. You will get every feature of rigid body in here. Then this kinematic body thing is actually created for characters. With this icon you will understand that it is specially created for creating characters. Sorry, I misspell the character sometimes, like character. Sorry about that, I'm not an English expert actually. This kinematic body can detect collision like rigid body, but it has velocity, but it will not fall with gravity or collide, but can detect collision. You don't understand if it don't collides, how it detect collisions, but I hope you'll understand after watching this video, because I'm going to explain how that works. I don't know if I'll able to explain how this works, because that I want this video to be end in short amount of time. If I really want it to be very short, it can be a little, I can sketch something says to explain, but I'll explain the essential things, don't worry. And what is this static body? This static body actually is a body we have attached to our game, which doesn't moves, or if it gets collides with something, it will not have velocity to add force or things like that. It can actually detect collision, I think. Let's see if it, no, it doesn't detect collision and has no collision, but it applies a role on rigid body. If rigid body collides with static body, it will not move around, it will just stay at the place where it is. You can, especially it is created for walls and floors inside of your game. And then area 2D, what is this? This is actually not an physics body, because it doesn't fall with gravity, it can collide but can detect collision, and it actually has no velocity variable for himself or herself, whatever that is. Then to add this here pictures for each of these game objects, it is, as it is not like powerful like Unity, it can actually show picture for you by creating a component on here and to show it and things like that. But if you, there is a way to attach a sprite for it, that is just parenting the game object. And if you don't know what will happen if you parent something, what will happen if you don't understand that thing, you should gain some experience. I think you are a complete beginner if that's the case. So you can watch my top-down card game making tutorial to gain some experiences if what happens if we parent some things. Then also I will shortly explain. Actually, when you add something to here, that selected things child will be the thing you have drag and dropped it inside of your game on here viewport. It is not like Unity, so you can drag and drop it directly on the scene. You should drag and drop it like this inside of this viewport. You can see the rigid body is actually here. You will not able to see this, but the icon is here. When you move the rigid body, Okay, to move the rigid body, let's put it on here, and you can see it is the Godot icon is this icon. This icon is actually this icon. So this is actually copying the position, rotations and scales of the subject, such as if I rotate this, it will behave like this. You will understand how it is behaving. You don't need to understand the rotation for this tutorial, just you need to understand the position. If this is this rigid body that I am controlling right now, you can see how it is copying the icon is copying the rigid body's position when it rigid body position is getting changed. If you make this 0 and 0, it will start from the first, it will move to the its parent, where the its parent is located. Unlike Unity, Godot can't select the whole object if it is unselected. It can't actually see touch its parent. You can, if you select like this on here, you can see what is happening. Oh, it can't actually touch. I don't know what is happening with here. I think it's because I'm recording the screen. If you actually select and drag it like this somewhere, it will actually not take the rigid body with you drag with your mouse. When you drag it will actually take the icon but not the rigid body. It will actually not work like as you expected actually. So to touch the rigid body when the icon is selected, you can put this mark in this rigid body 2D like this, and when you select this icon, it will select the rigid body. Actually currently I'm recording, that's why I think I can select this right here. So I need to drag and drop this another way. You can see it's looking like that. This icon is picture of rigid body right now, as it is parent of rigid body's parent of icon. It is behaving like this, and it will be really behave like icon of the rigid body if you child the icon of rigid body like this. So that's the way to visual our game. If you play test it, you can see it is falling, but it will not collide. You will see why it will not collide after some seconds. To actually collide these things, first of all we need something to stop this to after colliding with something, that is attaching something with rigid body. To we should actually attach another thing, but I'll show you what thing you'll need to attach and why you'll need it. Select the icon first that we have just drag and dropped. So after that, don't forget this mark to give it, and remember this is the static body that we are going to move on here. Then what we should need to do is scale it up with this tool. After selecting this tool, you can select on here, and you can see it is stretching up from left to right. Okay, we should not take it. By selecting this, you can take it to your right position, not left right, I am saying the correct position, actually right position. Now this should, as these are physics bodies, these should collide with each other, but they will not collide. I am just running the game and showing you that it will not collide. You can see it goes through the static body. This is the static body, and this rigid body goes through this static body. Then what should we do now? To make them collide, we should use another node called collision shape 2D. Collision shape 2D, you should add on here. I think it's on inside of this, or if you can find this like me, you can just search it in here. Collision. Oh, collision. What? Oh, I have this tab in my keyboard a little. On here you can see, not it will highlight this, but don't select that. It is a little complicated, not much complicated, but whatever. If you are a beginner, you will not understand this. Use this instead of this highlighted polygon. It will highlight when you search like this thing. It You should select this and click on create, or you can just double click on that, and you can see there was an error shown on here. It was saying that it has an error before, but now it has no error. Then we can see there is another error on collision shape 2D. That is actually we don't have any collision shape. We have created it, but it doesn't know how its collision area should look like. Collision shape would look like it should behave like this. You should create them and modify them by yourself. What kind of collision shape it would fit with. For in our case, we are using a rectangular picture, and this rectangle shape 2D will fit with it. If you are making a character, use this. If you are making a ball, use this. As we are using character, we can use this. You can drag this thing by holding, and fit the whole area like this. And this is the collision area. The extra blue thing you can see on here is the collision area of our game rigid body game object. What about static body? Same to the static body. Actually, you will need to right click there. Same search collision. If it hasn't searched it automatically, then collision shape 2D, click on there. There is another way. Okay, I should not show how to do that right now. I don't want spend too much time inside of this video explaining too much things. Same to like this one, just drag and drop, and drag and slide and fit the area. Now you can see, if I run this thing, it is not falling, but it is falling. When it collides with this, it stops moving downside by gravity. It is actually yet applying gravity, but as there is an body, the rigid body collides with the static body, and static body doesn't want to fall, and it stays at the place where it is. As it is a static body, it's like this. You will understand with its name why it is not moving. And this rigid body actually trying to fall, but there is a object doesn't letting him to fall. That is the static body, like this. And if you want to see something interesting, you can just add some extra rigid bodies, and you will see how rigid body behaves, I mean physics behaves in Godot. You will understand it more clearly. And dragging and dropping these things like this, and rotating a little to make these things more interesting. If you now playtest, I mean run the game, you can see some interesting results. They are looking like behaving like boxes, as they have things. I can explain mathematics behind these things. They are very complicated. I don't mean to duplicate. If you don't need this, in our case we will not need for now. We can just select them by holding Control and delete the extra nodes that we have created. We have deleted by holding Control, and you know what that. And the rigid body, it is here yet. We have controlled its rotation degrees. Let's change it to 0. was how it was. If you don't understand this thing, again you can watch my channel. I have explained in a video about rotation degree and its codes, its methods. I actually not methods, it's variables, codes, how to move them. Okay, whatever. We should also visual these extra two things. They are area 2D and kinematic body 2D. To visual them, you can select this thing, add picture for it. Again, select it, go to transform, change position to 0 0, and it will be at the position where its parent kinematic body is. The icon's position will be same as the kinematic body's position. So now it will move where the icon will move where the kinematic body 2D is. Same for the area 2D. If you do this same thing to area 2D icon, it will move to its parent area 2D and behave like its own parent. Now, oh, what the freak? Oh, not a big problem. Just need to log these things with this icon, remember. Now we can easily select, drag and drop these things. Like this. So what will happen in case of area 2D and kinematic body 2D? They will actually not fall or not collide. It can detect collision and has velocity but doesn't move with gravity and things like that. It doesn't have velocity, doesn't even has any kind of collision or gravity, but it can detect only collision. It is used only for detecting collision and for movement, like rotating, moving, position, and changing position and scaling, things like that. So these are the things how they behave. Wait, we should also attach some collision shapes with which we can detect their collision. Where is this? Oh, I should actually do something. I haven't created the shape for this yet. I should create the shape and now it is visible. 1 1. It's the size actually. If you want extra video for this, I have already. You can watch it out. Okay, like this. I'm attaching these things to show you some collision. Sorry, I can show here collision detection. I'll show it in another later video. Now, for now, okay, collision shape 2D, we are going to create it. Then attach, make it set. Okay, it's like this. Now it's everything that you'll need to know about physics bodies. Okay, but what about you want to control their velocities? I'm quickly showing these things to you guys. Different in these codes are different in different nodes. Attach, right click on that rigid body. I'm going to show you something interesting to control by codes. Then you will write here set. Okay, it's even possible good to put it in where called ready function ready, but I'll not show you that. I'll I'm just going to show you another way. In process delta, it can work in ready to, in function ready to. Don't worry if you scare with this function and method things. If you hear those things, you can scare it about those things. Don't worry, I am explaining these things. If I put here 5 and then 0, it will actually behave like it's moving right side. I'm explaining these things quickly. Just let's show you. You can see it is now moving right side very slowly. It's too much slow. I should put bigger number, but I'll not waste my time on here. And already many, I think, half hour gone in what making this tutorial. Okay, so what that thing does, that code, actually first of all you need to understand this thing. This function process delta applies the downside rating things of it 60 times per second. It's enough for very enough for a smooth animation in human eye. I can't explain why it is looking very smooth, the movement, but what after that, this set exit velocity should be applied 60 times per second when we run the game. And this vector 2 5, what this is doing is, this 5 is applying this 5 is the velocity of x, and this 0 is velocity of y. When we apply nothing to some n axis, wait, what are the axes? This left to right side of an object is x axis, and up to down side of an object is y axis. And in case of x axis, on here you can see the rigid body, its left to right side is the x velocity of x. If you and the up to down is y axis, and if you make the y axis 0, it should not move in up to down, will apply nothing in here, into up to down velocity, but it will actually yet apply with gravity. I will not explain why it will apply gravity, it's not necessary for now. But in case of x, you can see I have put it here 5. It means it should move with 5. It will, when you will put a big number, a plus number, it should actually move right. If you put a lesser number like minus numbers, it should actually move to left side. When it moves to, why it moves to right side, it's very difficult to explain. It actually increases this x, this x will increase this x actually, and when you increase this, you can see it moves to right side. The more bigger number you will give, it will move more right side. For now we just need to put it where it was. Not need, but it is for this tutorial. You not need to understand this thing. So as that code works like that, it moves to right side, it increases the x, so it moves to right side. In case of kinematic body 2D, as this script is attached to here, this script is behaving with it. If we clear this thing, it will not behave with that script. You can see it is not moving right side, as we have cleared out the script, disattached the script from rigid body 2D. But in case of kinematic body 2D, we are going to put the script on it. The name doesn't matter, it yet named rigid body 2D, but it is not only can detect rigid body 2D, apply with rigid body 2D, Kinematic body to do. Oh, I found it. Kinematic. Yet not. Oh, now it will work. And you can see this red tutorial. I will not explain it on here. Watch my tutorials for gain some experience why these red lines are here. And after that, for moving the rigid kinematic body 2D, we don't forget to change this. And after that, for kinematic body 2D, we can use set axis velocity. We should use move and slide code for this. And in the x-axis, we are applying 5 force, and in the y-axis, we are applying 0 force. So it should move. Why it is not where the problem is? Let's see. Oh, I understood. It's because I think vector 2. I should write like this. Vector 2. Now it should not show it. Yes. In x-axis we are applying 5 and 0 y-axis we are applying 0. I show you what happens if we apply a number to this x and y-axis of an object. In case of kinematic body, it will apply x in from left to right and force of 5, force of this 5 Titan thing. If you increase this, its force adding force will be increased. So now you can see it will not fall with gravity like rigid body, but it will move to right side as the code is working with it. But in case of area 2D and static body 2D, they had no movement code. So guys, actually these only as these two are the only things that has codes. So as they don't have codes, I have show you this code. As I show you this code also, these codes, and I don't have to show these codes because they have no codes for those. In case of area 2D, you can actually move it yet like physics bodies, but it is not a little more easy, and you can watch my tutorial on position to learn how to move these things. Move to my channel and try to understand from the video about how to move a sprite. Then you can attach it to area 2D, then you can change it to extends area 2D, and then you can move same as you can move an sprite. So that's what all I'll need to explain actually. If this video is helpful, like this video. If you want to help me to get more views, share my videos. And if you are a beginner, I recommend to subscribe this channel, because by that you will get beginner friendly explained videos every week. More recommend for complete beginners. I recommend this more for complete beginners mostly. For my subscribers, I made a Facebook page where you will get informations about my current projects or videos, problems about uploading and things like that. If I don't upload a video for a long time, I'll post its reason too on that Facebook page. The next video will be uploaded next week. Until that, stay safe, stay healthy, happy game developing. Bye.